And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart. We do that by interviewing the absolute best business owners, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, and expert contributors on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline. We'd love to connect with you. It really makes my day when I get calls from our listeners out there, and we help them with different situations. We had an uptick in calls last week, so thank you for reaching out to the hotline and visiting us at consumerqb.com. ConsumerQB.com is your number one resource. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of our videos there, over 2,000 videos now on YouTube that we've assembled over the past almost 10 years now that we've been on air. So we've got a great lineup for you today. As always, Brandon Faust, Mold Solutions USA, coming on the program. And we're going to be kicking off with Jason Avery, Avery Construction, here in studio as well. And interesting article I was reading, DeSantis considers banning hostile nation China from buying Florida real estate, polishing on tough on China foreign policy stance. So it's interesting to see. We're going to talk about that later on in the program, as well as Gary Keller named number 2 most powerful leader in real estate. So as you know, I'm with Keller Williams, so I love Gary Keller and all that he's done. 40 years in business now, and proud to announce co-founder Gary Keller was ranked in the Swan Powell Power 200 as the nation's number 2 most powerful leader in real estate for 2023. So pretty cool stuff happening here and around the show and around the Keller Williams team. And we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air, and we do that as a way to help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. So we got a hot property listing here in Dunedin, Florida, 1991 Orange Court. This is a beautiful property. We just did a price reduction. The owner's motivated to get this property moved. It's a cul-de-sac home right there in beautiful Pinellas County, Dunedin, Florida. 2,881 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. Got a gorgeous kitchen that's updated. You got awesome solar panels on the roof to help reduce the electric bill. Oversized pool, screen lanai, huge split floor plan, and a corner lot location on a cul-de-sac. Great opportunity in beautiful Pinellas County in Tampa Bay here, one of our hot listings. And I really like this development play at 2817 Gulf City Road in Ruskin. This is 23 acres on the Little Manatee River, and check that out. Beautiful opportunity there to build and develop. Just think about if you put some apartments or townhomes there. Great opportunity, great return on investment potential, motivated seller as well. The lots can be subdivided, and you've got bay access there on the Little Manatee River, direct water access, direct Gulf of Mexico access. 23 acres, 2817 Gulf City Road in Ruskin. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Yeah, shout out to our veterans out there, and thanks for all that you do overseas and domestic here. So thank you for those who are serving our country and who have served our country. We greatly appreciate that. Just a quick shout out as well to Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I just left their Gandy location, and I got a vitamin infusion drip directly into my bloodstream. Great vitamins, nutrients, minerals, electrolytes going into my body, and I like to go at least once every 4 to 6 weeks. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, Jason Avery back in the house. Welcome back, sir.
How's it going, Brandon?
Excellent.
Good to be here.
Blessed and highly favored, my friend. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, it's a big first quarter for you. I know you've got a birthday coming up, and you do this really cool party with charity event wrapped in.
Yeah, it started as a birthday party. That was like over 15 years ago. There was 30 people. Myself and my wife's ex-brother-in-law share the same birth date. So 30 people, a do-it-yourself karaoke machine, do-it-yourself pizza station with little English muffins and a toaster, you know. And but after that, the party went from 30 people to 60 and then to 90 and 120. My wife says, we got all these people here. We should do something good for a good cause. So we started taking donation boxes and canned goods and driving them over to the food banks. And then the next year I started asking businesses to help me sponsor so I could throw some of their money to charity. And as it's just morphed and grown year after year, it is really one heck of an event. The epic party at the Avery Ranch. And it happens always at the last Saturday of February. Has nothing to do with a birthday anymore, and 100% about having a great time with a bunch of business owners and business managers, really top-notch professionals from around the Bay Area who all have a heart of giving, and we're all going to, pool our efforts and do something great for a great cause. So last year, our biggest fundraising year ever, we donated $11,300 to Miracles Outreach, which was a home here in Tampa for young women who had been involved in human trafficking. Wow. And they're rescued. They're trying to get their lives back together, and this group really needed some support, and it really warmed our hearts to be able to help them in the way that we did. Now, the next annual party, February 25th, it's coming soon, and we've selected this year's beneficiary, and I'm happy to speak about a sort of a local legend, and he was featured on ABC Action News. He's referred to as the Batman of Spring Hill. His alter ego is Jack Asbury, and he's actually is a real life hero. He's a Bay Area EMT. So this mission of his kind of started by happen chance. He had a friend with a 3-year-old daughter who was getting bullied at school. He got permission from parents in the school to appear at the school in full Batman gear, and ultimately stopped this bullying. She's now the coolest kid in school, and this became sort of a social media sensation, which morphed over into regular appearances at hospitals with children with cancer, other sicknesses or ailments. So, I mean, really, this guy is a true hero. I want to stop and recognize that.
I love that.
But Jack himself, he had his oldest daughter born 27 weeks premature, and that created a very extended hospital stay before she could come home. And obviously he expressed to me the challenges that come along with that for a family that has a child in the hospital for such a period of time. You want to be there with your child, but you still got to work and pay the bills. And so Jack has started his own charity now, referred to as Masked Heroes. And Masked Heroes is there to provide relief to those families who have children in the hospital for extended stays. So we are just... The party is on our own personal property, 5 acres in Brooksville. He's a Spring Hill hero. That's the neighboring town, and so we're happy to get behind a local legend. Yeah. And he's had individual donors and businesses cough up some money before, but nobody's really ever got behind him and created a fundraising event such as what we have.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this message gets out to some people today, because this is not by invitation only. This is people who are amazing in their business but have a heart of giving. That's who we're attracting to this party. And so I have business sponsorship opportunities and to get your brand incorporated into our messages, onto our promotional products. Everybody that comes gets a swag bag with a Yeti-style cup, and they get a lot of other little trinkets that are going to get them through a weekend at the ranch. It's kind of like going to a miniature Woodstock. People show up with campers, with RVs, with tents, and the bigger units, we welcome them to come in on Friday evening, even though the main event will be on Saturday. We don't want them to feel like they set up and break down in one day and don't get to enjoy the element of camping.
Right.
And so the night of the event on Saturday, though, we have a humongous party tent with a dance floor. We're going to have DJ Terry from Gabrielle Events out there doing fun dance music as well as karaoke. He's going to be accompanied also by Jonathan Page, who is with Tampa Bay Game Night. And if you've never experienced this, it's so cool. It's so unique. It's like being in a live episode of Jeopardy. And you've got buzzers in front of you. You got to select from multiple choice answers, and you got to do it before the timer and the buzzer goes off, and you're kind of competing with everybody else in the crowd. And so to get your name on the leaderboard, it is an amazing time. I've experienced it a couple times, and I can't wait to share it with the rest of the party goers. We have have a fireworks display that night to cap the evening off. We'll have live performances throughout the evening. Some dancers come in and do some different things for us. We've had fire dancers in the past and LED hula hoop dancers in the past. We have all the food catered by Amici's Catering, and last year it was a pasta station. You kind of pick your ingredients, and then they toss it up for you.
Nice.
This year, same idea, different twist, more of a Mongolian wok. But it's going to be fantastic food. We've got a bartending service coming in with kind of like picture a food truck as a mobile bar.
There you
go. And so we're going to set up, that's Tap the Bay.
Nice.
So they'll be in there bartending and slinging the drinks for everybody. But what we ask of the party goers, with $100 donation, it's going to go directly to our charity, 100% of your money straight to them, and that's your price of admission, and it's all you can eat and all you can drink, and it's an amazing time, really a whole weekend of festivities.
Yeah.
We don't want people out there drinking and driving, so we're encouraging camping out on the property for the night.
Right.
Others have pooled together for limos. People pool together for party buses to bring them. People get local hotels and then just Uber over. Have a plan. But it's an event that goes on into the wee hours of the morning and then even rolls over till the next day. We start the morning off on Sunday with biscuits and gravy and Bloody Marys and mimosas. For my conservative friends who are gun enthusiasts, they're allowed to bring their toys. They have to keep them packed away for the party. Yep. But on day 2, we set up a firing range in the backyard and blow some things up. It's kind of fun. So, anyways, it's just an amazing time. It's great people. It's great connections. It's going to a great cause, and so you just don't get any better than that.
Yeah, it's great networking all in one. A fun party, supported charity, masked heroes, Batman of Spring Hill, Jack, and that's Jason Avery Construction. And you don't have the URL up yet? Or?
So actually, we had a generous business, Jeff and Nancy Stolbaum from Known Digital Marketing. They've been annual party goers for many years, and they do websites for people, and this year they've volunteered to go ahead and create a website for the party.
Cool.
And in a manner of donating to charity. They're going to set up a portal for us. It'll be averyranchparty.com. We secured the domain name and just recently here, and the page is going up right away. But otherwise, we do have a Facebook group page as well. It's the Epic Avery Ranch Party, and people can just find me, Jason Avery. We'll get you connected if you want to come. We're going to find a way to get you there.
Cool.
And so, but looking to get some sponsors to get behind us in a big way, and then looking for just a whole bunch of good party goers. But there'll be 150 to 200 people there. It'll really be a great time.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully the weather's not too crazy cold. I know the past years it's been a little bit chilly, hasn't it?
I actually left out a couple of the amenities. Have you ever ridden a mechanical bull before?
Uh-oh.
There'll be one at the party.
Nice.
We have a rock wall at the party.
Nice.
We're going to have a luminary trail through the wilderness, and we have it all lit up at night so everybody can see their way.
Cool.
There's going to be a lot of little fun extras that come along with this party.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So check out Jason Avery online, Jason Avery on Facebook, and then he's got his pages out there as well, and the Epic Ranch Party. What's the URL again?
It's going to be averyranchparty.com.
averyranchparty.com. Okay, cool. And reach out to the show hotline. We'll put you in touch directly, 813-917-1894. If that sounds fun and you want to be out there and meet some cool people, network, and also be tied into a local charity as well, raising money for charity, reach out, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. We'll put you right in touch with Jason Avery. Avery Construction, home remodeling as well, is his business. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, more with Jason. Plus, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into this story about Governor DeSantis. He's banning hostile nation China from buying Florida real estate, which is a great idea in my opinion, and polishing his tough on China foreign policy stance, that is. And we'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, everybody, it's the Captain, Matt Bruce, and you're listening to my buddy, Brandon Rhymes, a Consumer Quarterback. Sell, Brandon, sell.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. And we want to help you win when you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We do vacant land, commercial, and residential properties. I got a great development play here in Tampa. This is at I-75. Picture this, I-75 and Fowler Avenue by USF, Temple Terrace. I've got 15.56 acres at 9031 122nd Avenue. It's $3.9 million asking price. Owner's motivated. Make an offer on it, and we'll start working a deal for you. 9031 122nd Avenue. It's Fowler Avenue at I-75. Couldn't be a much better location, especially if you're thinking about apartments, townhomes, maybe a truck stop. I've even gotten calls on pickleball parks. You know, it's such a big popular sport now, that pickleball game. Even Tom Brady's got ownership in one of those franchises. 9031 122nd Avenue in Tampa. One of our hot vacant land listings here in Tampa Bay. How about a commercial property in Riverview? I've got a property at 6361 US 301 South in Riverview. This is 301 in Riverview. It's a major thoroughfare. You got 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. This is a corner lot location, fenced in. You got office space in the front. You got a mechanic shop in the back. Great opportunity to own a commercial property here in Tampa Bay. This one's at $1.6 million. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. This is God's country. All right, so just want to jump back into this story I was teasing a little bit. So Governor DeSantis, he's considering banning hostile nation China from buying Florida real estate. By the way, did you know National Association of Realtors revealed that Chinese real estate investors bought $6.1 billion in U.S. real estate from March 2021 to I think it's over about a year's time, but a lot of money. That's a lot of foreign money being invested into American real estate. And when you look at that and you look at the threats posed by the Chinese Communist Party and look at what they're doing in the school systems, the universities, there's a lot being revealed right now with then Vice President Biden, his classified documents that were found at University of Penn, his think tank there. So it's kind of dual system of justice that we're seeing unveiled throughout that with the Trump Mar-a-Lago invasion, with what they did at the University of Penn, how it's being treated, how it's being echoed throughout the corporate media. But Governor DeSantis says here he's poised to ask state lawmakers to ban China from buying farmland and residences in Florida. The governor confirmed on Tuesday. We don't want to have, here's a quote, we don't want to have holdings by hostile nations, quote, end quote, DeSantis said during a press conference at the Everglades Restoration in Bonita Springs. And so if you look at the Chinese Communist Party, they've been very attractive, they've been very active, that is, throughout the Western Hemisphere in gobbling up land and investing in different things. So yeah, I love what the governor's doing there. I love how he stood up against Disney and other policies that we saw unveiled over the last year. Plus, when you looked at the vaccines and which, by the way, it's not a vaccine, it's an mRNA gene-altering shot. But anyways, I love that fact. To me, it seems like, why are we just now doing this in 2023, right? Jason Avery's in studio. I want to maybe ask him to comment a little bit about that. But Avery Construction.
Ooh, Brandon, I'm not sure we have enough time to get into that conversation. Honestly, I try not to be very political when I'm speaking, especially to a large audience. But I just feel like our whole system is so broken that you can't possibly get a spot into politics unless you owe somebody some favors to get there. And when you really read between the lines, of course the conservatives are going to be driving your oil production and your weapons and things because those are the parties that are funding their campaigns, the NRA and the big oil. The Democrats who are in office now, they're being funded by the pharmaceutical companies, hence some of the results we've recently seen. And so I hope that everybody out there can think freely and disbelieve what you're hearing on mainstream media, because most of it, 80% of it, is just pure crap. Yep. And there's always some underlying reason, there's some underlying driver that's, steering the decisions that are being made and the people that are pushing for certain concepts. And so I try to leave my opinion at that, but I'm happy to discuss it with you more one-on-one.
There you go. I see a political run coming in your future, potentially. No, I'm just kidding. So here's an interesting story I pulled up, too, from one of the podcasts. It's more on the business line. So employers monitor and track. I'm going to play a quick clip here. So we can
lot
listen.
of companies have started using monitoring systems to monitor things like keystrokes and telephone calls. Using technology to monitor employee productivity isn't actually new. It's been a common practice in hourly, lower-paying jobs. Some examples are grocery cashiers at Kroger, drivers for UPS, and Amazon factory workers, where second-by-second tracking became infamous. One former employee detailed his experience at Amazon on YouTube.
I was a delivery driver. Did I pee in bottles? Yeah. A lot of people did. Most people did. Even the girls. It's kind of a necessity with Amazon. You are under extreme time crunch, and if you don't find shortcuts, you will have a very bad day. And so that's one of those shortcuts.
But tracking employees has been around for a while. A study from 2001 by the American Management Association found that 80% of major businesses track employee internet use, phone calls, and emails.
Yeah, so it's interesting, the way that technology has led some employers to kind of have that big brother feel and to really track and monitor. And then you find other companies that say, hey, let's give them autonomy. Let's give them ownership in the business. And I know you do a great job with your organization and the way that you structure some of your profit shares.
I have a different philosophy than, what was just demonstrated there. Corporate America is creating, robots. And they would probably much rather just have the machine that does it, because people can be unreliable and lack in production at times. It was Henry Ford who originally took us from a 6-day work week in his plants to a 5-day work week, and testing the theory that if he gave the people additional time off, that they would come back more productive for the other 5 days, and hence they, by being more productive, made more money. And what did they do with their money? They went out and bought one of his cars on the weekend when they had the day off.
Yeah.
And so I've always kind of adopted that philosophy in my businesses, and I have a few different Bay Area businesses, but in no business that I own does anybody punch a time clock. My CFO, I might not necessarily get him during banker's hours every time I call, but I'll get emails from him at 3 a.m. when he's still working on my stuff.
Yep.
And I don't care when the person gets the job done, so long as the job gets done.
Right.
So long that expectations were set and communicated and followed up on. So, and with that, I get a very high level of productivity out of the people that work with me. I get a very low rate of turnover.
Yeah.
And my production manager, who runs all of our installation for Avery Construction, that's $5.5 million worth of projects every year, 100 jobs. He said to me the other day, he says, "You know why I love this company so much?" He says, "Because since the day I started working here, I've never missed one of my young daughter's recitals."
Right.
Never missed that kids event. And I was always able to be there for my wife if she needed me to come to the doctor appointment with her, whatever it was. And when you provide people that freedom,
yes,
and that's their overall attitude is what's going to produce.
They love it
at a higher level.
That's right. Awesome. Good stuff. Jason Avery, Avery Construction, longtime friend of the program. Got the epic party coming up. Check it out online. February 25th. Got the birthday party and the nonprofit being supported. Masked Heroes, Batman of Spring Hill. Jason, always a pleasure having you, man.
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.
Nice to be here.
Check them out online. And we're coming right back here after a short commercial break. Brandon Faust, Mold Solutions USA, going to be in studio. We're going to talk with him about his company and what he offers, as well as our feel-good story of the day coming up as well. 4 brothers are nearing end of an epic 3,000-mile row across the Atlantic to raise money for charity. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.